What if I told you that the legendary Clint Eastwood, the man who defined Hollywood cool, has an equally legendary taste in cars? Ever wonder what a screen icon like him keeps in his garage? Or which of his cars could easily cost more than an Oscar-winning movie budget today? Let's find out. First up, we have the legendary 1932 Ford Roadster, the ultimate symbol of the American hot rod scene. Under the hood, this beast packed a 221 cubic inch flathead V8, pushing out 65 horsepower. That might not seem like much today, but in 1932, it was a game changer. This was the first affordable V8-powered car, making high performance accessible to the masses. With a top speed of around 76 miles per hour and a 0 to 60 miles per hour time of about 14 seconds, the Roadster wasn't just stylish, it was fast for its time. Today, a pristine 1932 Ford Roadster can fetch anywhere between $60,000 and $200,000, depending on its originality and modifications. Rare factory models, especially those with period-correct upgrades, can command even higher prices. While the Ford Roadster was all about raw speed and accessibility, the next one on the list took a different route, focusing on luxury, elegance, and top-tier craftsmanship. The 1937 Lincoln K-Series convertible was the pinnacle of 1930s American luxury. With its 6.8-liter V12 engine under the hood, this beauty produced 150 horsepower, which was an impressive figure for the time. Though not a speed demon, the Lincoln K-Series convertible could reach a top speed of around 95 miles per hour and accelerate from 0 to 60 miles per hour in approximately 15 to 18 seconds. Its 3-speed manual transmission and advanced suspension ensured a comfortable and effortless driving experience. It featured Art Deco-inspired styling, a long sweeping body, a lavishly upholstered interior, and top-tier materials that exuded class. Eastwood first got behind the wheel of this masterpiece in Honky Tonk Man in 1982. He was so taken by the car's elegance and character that once filming wrapped, he purchased it straight off the set. Today, the 1937 Lincoln K-Series convertible is a rare collector's item with fewer than 200 known to exist. Some fully restored examples have even crossed the $300,000 mark at auctions. While the Lincoln K-Series convertible embodied 1930s luxury and sophistication, the next one on the list took a sportier turn in the 1950s. This sleek and rare roadster was designed for both speed and style. Under the bonnet, this beauty packed a 2.6-liter 4-cylinder engine capable of producing 110 horsepower. The 100M was built to be fast, reaching a top speed of 100 miles per hour. It could go from 0 to 60 miles per hour in around 10.5 seconds, making it one of the quickest cars of its era. What set the 100M apart was its factory modifications, which included high-compression pistons, a special camshaft, larger carburetors, and a lightweight aluminum bonnet with louvers for improved cooling. These upgrades gave it a competitive edge, making it a favorite among amateur racers and driving enthusiasts alike. Even Hollywood's biggest names couldn't resist its charm. In fact, Steve McQueen also owned one. Today, the 100M is an ultra-rare and highly valuable collector's item. A well-preserved example can fetch upwards of $350,000. With only 640 units ever produced, the 100M is an extremely sought-after collector's car today. While the Austin Healey 100M was a lightweight racer built for speed, the next car on the list took a different approach, blending power with unmatched luxury. This car was the epitome of Hollywood glamour, and Clint Eastwood was among the A-listers who fell for its charm. Under the hood, this classic cruiser packed a 5.4-liter V8 engine, delivering an impressive 270 horsepower. It could reach a top speed of around 120 miles per hour and accelerate from 0 to 60 miles per hour in approximately 11 seconds. The Eldorado Series 62 wasn't just about performance, it was about making a statement. It came loaded with high-end features, including power steering, power windows, a luxurious leather interior, and an advanced automatic transmission, making it a dream to drive. The convertible top added to its appeal, making it the perfect ride for cruising down Hollywood Boulevard. When this beauty first hit the market, it carried a hefty price tag of $6,286, which was a small fortune in 1955. Today, a pristine example can fetch at least $200,000. But what is the ultimate proof of Clint Eastwood's love for Cadillacs? Owning one? Sure. Driving one? Of course. But how about starring in an entire movie named after one? Years after cruising in his 1955 Cadillac Eldorado, Eastwood took his love for caddies to the big screen with Pink Cadillac in 1989, a film that revolved around, you guessed it, a Cadillac. Now that is commitment. While the Cadillac Eldorado exuded Hollywood glamour, the next car on the list brought a touch of British sophistication. The Jaguar XK150 Roadster was the pinnacle of British elegance and performance, and it is no surprise that Clint Eastwood had one in his collection. Under the hood, the XK150 packed a 3.8-liter straight-six engine, delivering an impressive 220 horsepower. With a top speed of 135 miles per hour and a 0 to 60 miles per hour time of just 7.5 seconds, it was one of the fastest production cars of its time. This was a car designed not for luxury, but for raw performance, with smooth handling and a driving experience that felt ahead of its time. What makes the XK150 Roadster even more special is its rarity. Only 9,385 units were ever built, making it a highly sought-after collector's item today. Prices for well-preserved or fully restored models can exceed $400,000, and its value continues to rise as enthusiasts scramble to get their hands on this British masterpiece. But this is where things get crazy. Clint Eastwood did not just drive the Jaguar XK150, he turned it into a movie star. His love for the car ran so deep that he featured it in his directorial debut, Play Misty for Me in 1971. The sleek Roadster was more than just a ride. It became a supporting character, cementing its status as a Hollywood icon. Shifting gears from sleek sophistication to compact agility, the next car on the list proves that size isn't everything when it comes to performance and charm. This car packed a 1.3-liter inline-4 engine capable of producing 90 horsepower. While that might seem modest compared to some of Clint's other high-powered rides, the Mini's incredibly lightweight frame made it a pocket rocket. It could accelerate from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 10 seconds, which was highly impressive for a compact car in the 1960s. With its front-wheel drive layout, sharp steering, and go-kart-like agility, the Cooper S became famous for dominating rally circuits and tight urban roads alike. Unlike the standard Mini Cooper, the Morris Mini Countryman Cooper S was a station wagon variant, featuring a longer body and distinctive wood-trimmed rear panels, giving it a unique vintage aesthetic. This rare model featured special tuning, larger disc brakes, improved suspension, and sportier details that set it apart from standard versions. What makes this Mini truly exceptional is its scarcity. Only 6 of these Morris Mini Countryman Cooper S models were ever produced, making it one of the rarest Minis in history. Going from practicality to pure Italian artistry, the next car on the list is a masterpiece of speed, style, and engineering excellence. The Ferrari 275 GTB was one of the most spectacular Ferraris of its time. Under the hood sat a 3.3-liter Colombo V12 engine producing 300 horsepower. It was Ferrari's first road car to feature an independent rear suspension, giving it outstanding handling. With a top speed of 165 miles per hour and a 0 to 60 mile per hour time of around 6 seconds, the 275 GTB was blisteringly fast, even by today's standards. Paired with a 5-speed manual gearbox, it was designed to offer the ultimate driving experience. The 275 GTB was designed by Pininfarina, Ferrari's legendary design house, and featured an elongated nose, sculpted bodywork, and aggressive stance. Inside, the cabin was simple yet luxurious, with leather-wrapped seats, classic Ferrari gauges, and an unmistakable gated shifter. The Ferrari 275 GTB is an extremely rare and valuable car today, with only 907 units produced between 1964 and 1966. Depending on condition and rarity, these cars now sell for upwards of $3 million at auctions. Wonder what it takes to convince Clint Eastwood to take on a movie role? A massive paycheck? Total creative control? Maybe. In the case of the good, the bad, and the ugly, the answer was far more exciting: a Ferrari 275 GTB. According to legend, when Clint was hesitant about starring in the now iconic spaghetti western, the Italian producer sweetened the deal with a stunning Ferrari 275 GTB as a signing bonus. And honestly, who could say no to that? From Italian elegance to raw American muscle, the next car on the list became a cinematic legend in its own right. Some cars earned their reputation on the racetrack, while others on the streets, but the 1972 Ford Gran Torino Sport secured its legendary status on the silver screen, thanks to Gran Torino in 2008. Under the hood, it featured a 5.8-liter V8 engine, delivering 248 horsepower and 355 pounds-per-foot of torque. For those who wanted even more muscle, Ford also offered a 7.0-liter Cobra Jet V8 that pushed the power even higher. With a 3-speed automatic or 4-speed manual transmission, this beast could go from 0 to 60 in about 7 seconds. The fastback body style gave the Gran Torino Sport an aggressive, aerodynamic look, while the hidden headlamps, a wide grille, and chrome bumpers added to its imposing presence. Buyers could also choose a Rally instrument cluster, which added a tachometer and performance gauges, perfect for those who wanted to push the Torino to its limits. Today, pristine models can sell for well over $100,000, and finding one in mint condition is becoming increasingly difficult. From one American icon to another, the next car on the list is just as bold and rebellious. Eastwood's 1977 Pontiac Trans Am packed a 6.6-liter V8 engine, producing 200 horsepower and 325 pounds-per-foot of torque. With a 0 to 60 miles per hour time of 6.5 seconds and a top speed of around 120 miles per hour, the Trans Am was a true highway warrior. Its 3-speed automatic or 4-speed manual transmission gave drivers the perfect balance between smooth cruising and aggressive performance. It came with the legendary screaming Firebird decal on the hood, a T-top roof, flared fenders, and that unmistakable shaker hood scoop. The Bandit-style black and gold paint scheme made it even more iconic. Inside, the car offered a driver-focused cockpit, complete with rally gauges, bucket seat, and an optional 8-track stereo for blasting tunes while tearing down the highway. With only 68,000 units produced, the 1977 Trans Am is a highly sought-after collector's item today. Thanks to its Hollywood connections and legendary status in the muscle car world, mint-condition examples can fetch upwards of $150,000. From muscle car royalty to a mid-engine Italian masterpiece, the first car on the list took performance and exclusivity to an entirely new level. The Ferrari 365 GT4 BB was Ferrari's first ever mid-engine supercar, marking a huge departure from the company's front-engine Grand Tourers. It came equipped with a 4.4-liter flat 12 engine, producing a monstrous 380 horsepower and 302 pounds-per-foot of torque. With a top speed of 188 miles per hour, this car was one of the fastest production cars in the world at the time. It could rocket from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 5.4 seconds. The 5-speed manual transmission and rear-wheel drive setup made it a driver's dream. Despite its jaw-dropping performance, Eastwood wasn't sold on the Ferrari 365 GT4 BB. He reportedly found it too flashy, impractical, and difficult to drive. Eventually, Eastwood decided to sell it off, making it one of the most valuable cars to ever leave his garage. Today, the Ferrari 365 GT4 BB is a highly sought-after collector's car. With only 387 units ever produced, it's incredibly rare, and pristine examples now fetch over $1 million at auctions. And there you have it, some of the most legendary cars Clint Eastwood has ever owned. Which one was your favorite? Let us know in the comments. And if you love classic cars, don't forget to subscribe for more awesome content. See you in the next one.